proximity marketing.
Despite the falling cost of mobile data plans, many people rely on the 300 million public Wi-Fi hotspots that are available around the world.
Well, Devicescape is a piece of software which enables smartphone users to connect to multiple Wi-Fi networks without going through the login process for each hotspot. That means users can stay connected to public Wi-Fi while moving from place to place.
In return, Devicescape allows brands to send smartphone users targeted adverts. Devicescape is embedded in other popular apps, and this enables companies to send promotions to consumers based on their location.
Well, Owen Geddes is Vice President at Devicescape, and he joins us now. Owen, thank you very much for coming in.
Good morning.
So I think we've explained how it works and what proximity marketing is. So the idea is that you target somebody based on where they are. So a company can come to you and say, we want to target people as they walk into a supermarket or as they enter a bus or an underground, and you can do that.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess why that's important is because as more and more money flows from traditional advertising into mobile, advertisers want to know actually that they're getting good return on that, and the adverts are very, very relevant. Likewise, as consumers use their mobiles more and more as a way to consume information, they want to know the stuff that's getting to them is actually very, very relevant. So this ensures that the messages that get to the consumers are absolutely targeted at the right time and the right place.
Now, obviously, one of the issues is going to be privacy, because these adverts pop up on your lock screen on your phone.
Yes.
There are going to be people who don't want to have those adverts there. They don't want to see that. Can people opt out, or how does that work?
Of course. So lock screen notifications are very well understood by consumers. It's something they use every day for their emails, for example, as they come in. And if it's something they don't want to see, then they know how to disable that. This is absolutely a transparent opt-in service that they can remove if they don't want to.
So, are you targeting, I suppose, is it more business users, or is it everyone? Is it more the sort of people who are using it for leisure and, you know, sending WhatsApp messages and so on?
So I guess at this point we're very much targeting consumers. So we work very much within the entertainment industry, for example, and in the FMCG market. So we tend to target people in public locations like supermarkets, or perhaps sports stadia, or coffee shops, or cinemas, for example.
I was just going to say, your success rate, it's 13% for the click-through rate. So for every 100 messages that are sent, 13 people will, so let me count, 87 people will delete it. 13 people will click on it and will go through. How does that compare with the success rates of other types of advertising?
It's very, very high, actually. So if you look at the industry average for in-app geo-targeted advertising, so this is when you open up an app and there's an advert there that's relevant to your general locality, that sits at about 0.7%. So we're about 18 times higher than the industry average, which really shows that consumers like this format and this form of advertising.
I suppose that the danger is that, for example, 4G and eventually 5G coverage gets so good that we stop using Wi-Fi hotspots as much. What's your sort of insulation against that to sort of safeguard the future of what you're doing?
So we've moved our service so the consumers don't necessarily actually have to connect to the Wi-Fi itself. So our software sits there, it looks for the Wi-Fi networks that we know are those particular locations, and just by its presence and us knowing that they're in the location, we can then serve that particular advert to the consumer.
And what about highly populated areas or more rural areas? If you haven't got the Wi-Fi hotspots, then you're not going to be able to target the consumers.
Well, over the last 10 years, we've crowdsourced about 300 million locations. So actually, we've got very, very broad coverage. Pretty much anywhere that's a public location has some form of Wi-Fi today, and I don't think that's going away anytime soon. So we can target pretty much anywhere that's a public location today.
I suppose, what do you see as the long-term ambition for the company? What would you like to see it doing in 5 or 10 years from now?
Well, I think what we're trying to do is improve the effectiveness of mobile marketing. So trying to give advertisers much better return rates on their money and a lot of visibility. So it's very much the antidote to programmatic advertising that we see today. This is very, very specific and very, very relevant to the consumer. So we'd like consumers to get less stuff, but the stuff they get is more interesting to them.
Okay.
Sounds interesting. We look forward to hearing how it goes. Thank you very much, Owen. Very, very good to see you. Owen Geddes there.
Now, a Wisconsin company is to become the